The edge is basically a metaphor for where depression can take us, because depression can make us hate ourselves, it can make us hurt ourselves, and the next thing we know, we are dangling on that edge with suicidal thoughts on our mind. And I have been on that edge, wanting to take the leap and wondering if everything would stop hurting so much. I had depression twice. The first time it was a major depression episode where I was in a bad place. Suicidal thought was a constant companion. I look at a knife and I see the way I can hurt myself with it, and when I go up to the top of my house to feel better, instead of actually feeling better, I think about how everything would stop hurting if I was courageous enough to take the leap. And the only thing that stopped me from doing everything was people who love me, who reach out to me and tell me to take care of myself, to love myself, and to tell me to get better. And I did get better eventually. And so the next time I had a relapse of depression, I seek out help. And recovery from my second depression was a lot easier than I expected. And that's the thing with depression. Recovery is our end game. It's our happy ending to how we're going to live the rest of our life happy and healthy. And I'm a testament of that. I'm alive now and I'm happy. And you know, when it comes to recovery, I think the most important thing is to understand that we have to separate ourselves from our emotions, because they can influence our mind to make us make rash decisions. So we have to try to be as logical as possible and not making any rash decisions that we can regret later on. We have to value our life. We have to love ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves and understand that we are very valuable. We are the greatest thing that can happen to ourselves. So we have to believe that we can get better from depression. And depression is, to me, I believe it's different for everyone. For some people, it's short. They recover relatively easy, but for other people, it's a long and painful period of darkness and hurt. Like, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. But believe me, there's always light. And we can always recover from it. We can overcome it. So we have to have positivity in our minds. We have to believe that depression is something we can overcome, something that we can get better from, something that we can recover from. And I believe that recovery, the easiest way is to reach out to our friends and family, because they have this power over us where they can make us feel better just by being there for us and talking to us. And I believe that by sharing our story, we are processing it in a way. And in return, we receive love, we receive encouragement, we receive understanding, which are fundamental things that will help us get better even faster and love ourselves more. But sometimes people, they don't understand. There is a stigma about mental illness, but we can't just let a person's judgment be the deciding factor of our life. We have to be strong. We cannot give up because we are doing so well. Why are we giving up now? We have to take matter into our own hands and recover ourselves. We can write about it. We can talk about it. Any coping mechanism that can help us get better, we have to use it, because we have to get better from depression. But of course, depression isn't that easy. You don't just get better just because you want to get better. You have to actually work for it, because depression has this hold over us that can make us feel like hating ourselves and hurting ourselves, and sometimes it makes us feel like we're not worth caring for or we're not worth loving, but we can't give up. We have to be strong. We have to believe that we can get better, because we can overcome depression. We cannot let it fester in our mind. And I believe that with love, with support, we can get better from it. And the thing that can also help us a lot is to believe that we are the priority of our life. We have to think about ourselves first. So sometimes it's better to take a break from life, to give ourselves space and prioritize ourselves. And we have to also remember that depression can come again. There's always a risk of relapse, so we have to be cautious. We have to exercise being careful with ourselves. We have to exercise self-love and self-care. And we also have to remember that we have to be aware of our mental triggers, our mental health, because they are the things that are going to prevent us from getting depression again. So yeah, depression is just like any other sickness. We can get better from it. And we can prevent it from getting to us again by being aware of ourselves, by loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves. And we have to remember that no matter how difficult, there's always happiness, so we have to fight for it, we have to work for it.